Welcome friends, in this video we will understand what is deep copy and shallow copy. You guys must have come across this kind of terms in your interviews. After this video you will be able to answer all kinds of questions related to the deep copy, shallow copy. We'll solve some questions, we will come across the definition. Let's come to the point, what is deep copy first. So deep copy is when an object and all its nested objects, arrays and sets, maps, functions all are duplicated into a completely new memory location. Let's see with an example. This is a deep copy object and here is some function which will create the deep copy. Deep copy is a copy when an object and all its nested arrays, methods, sets are cloned into a new memory location. In other words, we can say whatever you have inside the object, doesn't matter how nested your object it is, doesn't matter whatever data type or data you have inside the object and object itself, they will all be given a separate new addresses in the memory if you create the deep copy using the method, any built-in or manual function. That is called the deep copy. Now let's use some built-in functions like JSON.serialization functions first, then we'll use some advanced functions like structuredClone. Then we will write our manual function for creating the deep copy. Let's see the first stringify functions and its limitations as well. If I put it here, let's create one more here. Let's say one more property, call it check or status generally. In the status, let's put undefined. Now let's see the output. You will be surprised to see the output of this one. You will see the limitations of the serialization function. As you can observe carefully, it is able to serialize the top level properties which has primitive types of values. Primitive type means the objects which has the values of type numbers, strings, symbols, begins, undefined and null, except the undefined. Stringify serialize all the primitive data types, but as you can observe, this is not the primitive type data type, this is not the primitive data types, right? But here this serialization function can serialize the objects, nested arrays, but sets are not serialized. It is not serialized by this. Functions are not serialized here. As you can see, it is skipped completely. Status also is skipped completely. Maps, there is nothing in the maps. So as you can see, the limitations of the stringify functions, it works well for the up to here nested objects, nested arrays or primitive data type values. Now look for the another example. Let's comment it and see other one. Just copy it and write another one here. Let's put it somewhere else. We can, that is the function I was talking about, is structuredClone. That is provided by the browser. It is not a part of the or JavaScript. It is advanced of the serialization functions, but it also has the limitations. Let's look at it here. Let's see the console again, remove it and run it. As you can see, it is saying it is not able to serialize the functions as well. Now let's comment the functions. Now what do you think? Will it be able to serialize now? Let's see it. Yeah, it is able to clone. As you can see, it handles the undefined, it also handles the maps, sets and all of the remainings. So we can say this is the advanced version of the serialization functions, but it also has the limitations. As you can see, it is not able to serialize this. So let's create a simple function for the simplest data types like the serialization function, a manual function, so that you guys can answer such kind of interview problems. Let's write a function in easy steps. Let's remove or just leave the above, just comment. Now let's write a function that is called deep copy.